I got the lockup with Randy Johnson in Miami. And so it was a young rookie against the future Hall of Famer. We end up winning the game 2-1, and I'm icing my arm, and I get a phone call, and it's Randy Johnson. Tell me, good job, Rook. Hi, I'm Dontrelle Willis, and I'm here with Monet Davis.
We're at the DIRECTV studio to reveal some of our locker room confessions.
I gotta get this first confession off my chest right away. Did you know that DIRECTV is your front row seat to MLB?
Dontrelle, come on. That's no secret.
Listen, in 2014, you flirted with history, especially in the Little League World Series. Take me into that process, that game, how you felt in the locker room, and your teammates as well.
Yeah, so leading up, my coach told me I was pitching. I was like, okay, we'll see how this goes.
Any nerves? Any nerves?
No,
any adrenaline?
No, because you just play baseball. Like, you don't really pay attention to the outside noise and what's going on.
So you being at the Little League World Series, I mean, this is a national, you know, TV and everything. You was just like, this is another ball game.
It was just another game to me. And so when the game came, I just knew, like, all right, it's time to, lock in. I was really feeling it. I kind of blacked out in between like the second and part of the sixth inning. I just completely just zoned in and don't really remember. Once I got it done, it was like a sigh of relief, and I didn't expect that much attention to come afterwards. Like, it was kind of, people say overnight success, which I think it kind of was, because the next day it was like, all right, now I'm being driven around on a golf cart.
You captivated everybody. I mean, just as a fan and now getting a chance to work with you, I was like, that little girl's not messing around. And the one thing I noticed about you was your mound presence. Everybody else around you was excited, but the one thing that stood out to me, your teammates, they've seen it, so they weren't excited.
We're here giving locker room confessions.
Okay.
I feel like the big league locker room is a little different than, Little League and high school. Can you give us a little insight on what goes on in the big league locker room?
You know what, to be honest, a lot of the same things that go on in your locker room. A lot of banter, a lot of energy. Baseball and softball is the sports that, you need other people to be successful in. So you check up on it, like, hey, what's up? You good today? Like, it's a family. It's like any other sport. It's a family, and it's fun, and because of our sport, it's long. So you really have to get to know people and get a love and appreciation for them, because in the end, you got to be able to run through the wall for the next person. And so that's why your teammates played so well, because they knew you were on the mound doing everything you can, and vice versa. So it's a lot of similarities all the way up that ladder. How much did you lean not only on your teammates, but your family? Because I love the shots of your family and the nerves, and I didn't know you, but I had nerves for you because I wanted you to be successful as well.
Yeah, well, my mom absolutely knows nothing about baseball, to be honest, especially rules.
Sometimes I can help though.
Yeah. So definitely rely a lot on my teammates, because they just give me that confidence, because they know, if you do what you gotta do, we're gonna do what we gotta do, and they kind of feed off of me as well. If I'm feeling it, if I'm feeling confident, and you can tell just by how I'm moving around the mound, they feed off of that. How are you able to be so successful on the mound when you go against these, these top hitters?
That's a great question. I believe that I belong, and I think that's what I saw in you. It was an energy about you where it's like, I don't know what everybody's so excited for. I've been doing this. What is it about baseball that, even for you now being a little bit older, continues to have a love and a passion in your heart? Because I can tell by the way you talk, you really love the game, and especially the Phillies.
Yeah, I mean, I love a particular Philly.
Okay.
Yeah. But I would probably say I'm the type of person that I love the journey. You gotta go through failures in order for that reward to be so much better. So you talked about playing 9 years in the big leagues. What was the game, the moment where you realized, I deserve to be here?
Wow, that's a great question. I got the lockup with Randy Johnson in Miami. And so it was a young rookie against the future Hall of Famer. We end up winning the game 2-1, and I'm icing my arm, and I get a phone call, and it's Randy Johnson. Tell me, good job, Rook. That was the start for me, where I was like, okay, I can compete and go up against the best in the world and give my team the best chance to be successful. So that was the coming out party for me. You've played in a lot of big ball games. What's a memorable call that went with you or against you that you remember?
I remember this day so clearly. It was Cooperstown, it was in June. We were playing against this team called Team Mizuno from California. And I just pitched the game before, so I wasn't supposed to pitch because I was gonna pitch in the final.
Right.
It was something you dream about.
Right.
2 outs, bases loaded, and I threw a curveball. It was down the middle. The kid starts walking to the dugout.
Yeah, he
so
we
start,
run up.
Right, we start walking, and umpire goes, ball 3.
Oh no.
So we're like,
so everybody flinches for a little bit, like,
and
oh,
yeah,
okay,
and this is
all right.
at this point, everyone's like, what? We have everyone watching, and then our coach gets thrown out.
Oh, because he's hot.
He was hot. He was hot. So I was like, all right, throw a fastball right down the middle. Same thing happened. Kid starts walking. Everyone starts walking off the field.
Ball 4.
Cheering. He goes, ball 4. I guess it was a bad moment, but also it was a good moment. It was a great
teachable.
lesson.
Yeah,
So
moment.
from there, I was like, I can never let the game be in an umpire's hand.
Right.
And then right after that, Little League happened. So
Yeah,
kind of worked out. As an analyst, what do you see from your perspective, but also as a player?
That's a great question. Health is wealth. Do these guys get along? It's like your team in Philadelphia is like,
Yep.
do these guys care about each other? Do they have the same goals? Are they unselfish? Those are things that you can't quantify on the back of a baseball card, but they're just as important in team sports. How was it when you got back to Philly? Like, what was that energy? What was that like? You know what I mean? Like, for your teammates, for your parents, like, what was that like?
That was crazy. So we got to see our parents after each game. But when we hit a certain part of right outside Philly, it was insane. We had a police escort straight downtown, and we were all just like, are we getting pulled over? Like we're 13, 12, 13, we don't know what's going on. We just we want to get home. We've been on this bus all day. Just the fact that people can remember where they were when I was pitching, that means a lot.
Nah.
So obviously, play baseball, but you have 4 daughters. How is that locker room impression?
That's the best part of me. Now, as they're getting older, I think they're starting to appreciate what Dad used to be able to do. They see me as an old man now, you know what I mean, and stuff, decrepit and what have you. But they're just good kids, man, and they're fun. And now, that I'm an analyst, they want to come around more. My soccer player, everybody calls her B-Train, and so she has B-Train on her cleats, and she wears my same number. And so the soccer players, I did coach them when they were very little, so I feel like I have say in their success now. When I see my kids play now, I'm rooting for them. I'm energetic. I'm excited. But I root for everybody's kids, and that's part of fandom because we care and love you. You got to tell me this story about meeting Obama. I mean, that's major.
So this was December of my 8th grade year. We got there, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, we're gonna go to the tent and meet the president and first lady. And I looked at my mom, and I was like,
what did Mom do?
Mom was happy. Mom was excited. She still has the picture in her room, in the frame, signed. And I normally don't get speeches, but I just could not say anything because I didn't want to say something wrong and that be my impression of them. They just are the most loveliest people ever. Big personalities.
Inviting.
So inviting, welcoming. It was one of the moments where I was just like, this is not life. How is this real life? You got inducted into the Negro Leagues Hall of Fame. Can you talk about that and the special feeling that you could be honored with so many greats that came before you?
I still feel undeserving of it. First of all, the museum is outstanding.
Amazing.
It's amazing in Kansas City. It's well ran. And to really see my kids really take it all in, you know what I mean? And see not only just the historic factor of the game of baseball, but how it was American history. And it was really, really fun. And I was thankful for that, for the committee to let me in. I've had a blast talking about my pro baller days. And if you want to watch like a pro, DIRECTV is your front row seat to MLB.
Thanks for watching, and make sure you give this video a thumbs up.